In this video, we're going to be talking about three different type of plate boundaries: convergent, divergent, and transform. Let's first start with convergent. So convergent basically means two plates colliding with each other. So the green one here is the continental crust, while the plain one is just the oceanic crust. The oceanic crust is under the water, and the green one is under the land. And the difference is that the oceanic crust is more dense than the continental crust. So now let's go to conversion. So conversion basically means when they're colliding to each other. So if we have one oceanic crust and another continental crust, when they collide with each other, the oceanic crust is more dense, so the continental crust will come over, and the oceanic crust will subduct. Basically sink, and when that happens, it creates a really long but tiny trench right here, and also can create some volcanoes. Also, now we're going to be going when there's two continental crusts. When there's two continental crusts collide with each other, they form some mountains. You can mountain range, mountain range. An example is when the Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate and made the Himalayas mountain. And when two oceanic crusts collide with each other, they can form some volcanoes, a trench, and also some islands can appear. So that is conversion. Now let's go to diversion. Diversion, it basically means that they're pulling away from each other. Like they just want to pull away from each other. So like this. Now they're starting to pull away from each other. These are oceanic crusts. So when they start pulling away from each other, it creates a small valley, and then it creates a valley, and the sea floor expands like this, and it's full of water. But if we're doing it in the continental crust, when they're going away from each other, it also creates a valley, but then that valley gets a little also has a rift, like a rift valley, but also some rainwater can get trapped in there and form a lake. Example is in Iceland. You can swim between the North American and the Eurasian plate in Iceland. You can see this tiny small nation right there. Okay, now let's go to transform boundary. So in transform, they basically slide against each other. So example, so here you go. So it's like this. They first are like this, and then they come, and then they start to rub like this. Here's another one. So it starts to just slide against each other and create earthquakes, which are really deadly. Yeah. So these are different plate boundaries which are responsible for different landforms. For example, we're going to be showing a transform, conversion, and divergent plate boundaries. So you can see just this line is transform, which we can find near the Pacific and Antarctic plate, like right there. Another one in the Pacific plate, California, right here. And now let's go to convergent, which basically means colliding like this. And that is the Nazca plate and the South American plate, and and divergent, which is pulling away from each other. Divergent, which is basically the African plate and the Indian plate.